All right. One of the last things we're talking about with measures. I know it's been a speedy ride, but you'll get more practice doing all of them next week. So this time we're dividing measures. This is a little trickier than multiplying measures, as we have to deal with remainders. But once you know what to do with those remainders, it's perfectly easy. So let's turn to page 70 in your textbook and get going. Okay, so the first thing it says in page 70, Jane cut a ribbon that was 5 meters and 20 centimeters long into 4 equal pieces to make flowers. What was the length of each piece? So here we're going to be dividing 5 meters and 20 centimeters by 4. So, like we do with multiplication, we're going to start with our larger unit of measurement and then go to our smaller unit of measurement. So first thing we need to do is divide 5 by 4, which I know you can do in your head, but I'm going to write it out so you can see what's going to happen. So these are our meters. I'll label them meters. Okay. So 4 can go into 5 one time, but then we have 1 meter left over. Okay, so we have 1 meter, and that'll come in handy later, so I'm going to circle it. But we have 1 meter left over that we couldn't divide. So that I'm going to change into centimeters so that I can add these two together and divide that by 4. So how many centimeters are in a meter? 100 centimeters. So I change my 1 meter to 100 centimeters, and now I'm going to add my 20 centimeters from earlier, which gives me 120 centimeters. And now I'll divide that by 4. So that gives me 30. So I'm going to so that gives me 30 centimeters when I do 120 divided by 4. So my answer is 1 meter and 30 centimeters. And just to tell you one last time, so here the key part is we took what was remaining, changed it to centimeters, and added the centimeters we already had. So that's what we do with our remainder. We change it or convert it into the other unit of measurement and then divide. That's the only tricky thing. So let's do another. This is on page 71. A box contains 5 bags of flour. If the total weight of the flour is 5 kilograms and 650 grams, find the weight of each bag of flour. So we could draw a diagram, but basically what it's boiling down to is 5 kilograms, 650 grams divided by 5. So we're going to start by dividing 5 kilograms by 5. Well, what's 5 divided by 5? 1. We don't even have to write that out. It goes in evenly too. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now we just divide the grams by 5. I'm going to write that out. 650 divided by 5. Bet many of you can do that in your head. I like to write it out. Okay, and that gives us 130 grams. That one was pretty simple. 1 kilogram and 130 grams. All right. It says that after that you're good to go on to workbook exercise 41. But I want to do some more together. So actually flip to page 72 and let's do some together. So you'll work that up. You'll do it over there, I'll do it over here, and then we'll compare. So let's do, on page 72, number 2A. That is 2 liters and 240 milliliters divided by 2. Well, that one was pretty simple too. Pause me if you need to. Okay, our answer comes out to be 1 liter and 120 milliliters. Divided 2 liters by 2 gives us 1. 240 divided by 2, 120. Let's do B. 5 kilometers and 300 meters divided by 2. You do it there, I'll do it here, and then we'll compare. Pause me if you need to. So here, first thing I did was 5 kilometers divided by 2. Goes in evenly 2 times, or well, it goes in 2 times, but we have a remainder of 1 kilometer. So I circled that so I wouldn't forget it for later, but you don't have to circle it. So I changed that 1 kilometer kilometer I had left over into 1,000 meters. I added the 300 meters I already had, which gave me 1,300 meters. I then divided that by 2 and got 650 meters. So my answer is 2 kilometers and 650 meters. All right, let's do another one. Let's do 2C. 1 hour and 30 minutes divided by 5. You do it there, I'll do it here, and then we'll compare. This is tricky. I bet y'all can figure it out, but I'm not going to tell you. Try to figure it out yourself. Okay, pause me if you need to. I'm glad we did this one. Here, it wants us to divide 1 by 5. Well, that's going to be 0 with a remainder. So that's not really helpful. Therefore, what I did was I went ahead and changed my 1 hour to 60 minutes, added the 30 minutes I had, which gave me 90 minutes, and then I divided by 5. So that was the right call, because if I were to do 1 divided by 5, I'd have 0 with a remainder of 1, and then I would convert it anyway. So even if you tried to do that, you'd still end up changing your 1 hour to 60 minutes and then adding the 30 minutes it already gave you. Okay, let's do another. Since we have the time, let's do D. 4 kilograms and 500 grams divided by 3. Okay. You do it there, I'll do it here, and then we'll compare. Oh boy, I think I'm so funny. Pause me if you need to. So here, first thing first, divide my 4 kilograms by 3. That gives me 1 kilogram with a 1 kilogram remainder. I change that or convert it to be 1,000 grams, add the 500 grams I already had, which gives me 1,500 grams, or 1,500 grams. I then divide that by 3, which gives me 500 grams. So my answer is 1 kilogram and 500 grams. Okay, I say go ahead and begin work on workbook exercise 41 and enjoy yourself. If those weren't making sense to you, you can continue to do some on page 72 with a parent and have them look over it if it's not making sense, or rewatch this and go over it again. But yeah, I think you're ready for workbook exercise 41.